We're here today to give you a quick update on Project 55, our 93 Cobra restoration. Now, we know a lot of you guys have been following this build, been asking what's going on with the car. Well, unfortunately, we had some other projects come up that kind of had to take precedence. 93 sort of got pushed into the corner for a while. But now we are back with this car, so we're going to give you an update on what we've been kind of doing behind the scenes to get the car ready for the next step in the restoration. I'll let you know what's coming soon for Project 55. In the last video we did our front suspension. We got our Steeda caster camber plates, our Eibach coilovers installed, and our Anthony Jones camber along with our bare brake system. Now, what we did recently is we finished off the front end of the car. Now, we've done headlight installs before, we've got plenty of videos on that, but I decided to go with the smoked headlights in the front, then I smoked the fog lights to match. I just love the look of the smoke lights, especially with this teal paint. I think the dark color really sets it off nicely. I also finished the installation of the front bumper. We carry the original style rivet kit, so I installed all the rivets and got the bumper finally fastened properly to the car. I'm happy to report the bumper fits really, really nice. This is an aftermarket bumper. Unfortunately, I could not find a Ford one in time, but the overall fit and finish on this thing is really, really good. We're doing some work on the back of the car as well. One of the things I'm happiest about, and I honestly wish we would have shown it on camera, was the tint removal. This car had some nasty old window tint that was probably 25 years old on the back window and the quarter windows and the side windows. We managed to get that all off. Now, people have used steel wool, all kinds of different ways to do this. Well, we got a clothing steamer, and that is the easiest way I've ever removed tint in my entire life. You basically just heat it all up, it softens the glue, and makes it a lot easier. Now, we still got to clean the window up, but it looks a million times better. But the real progress in the car is underneath. Let me put it up in the air, and we'll show you. Now, the 93 Cobra has a factory rear disc brake, but we upgraded to a set of bare iron sport rear discs. Now, this is a 12-inch brake, basically equivalent to what you would find in your 96 or 2004 Cobra. It's going to work with a factory-style parking brake or a set of bare parking brakes, and it's going to be direct replacement for the factory discs on this car or also any drum. So you have an 86 through 93 Mustang with an 8.8 rear with factory drums in the back. This would be a nice upgrade you can install on that car. We'll take this apart a little bit and show you a little more about how the kit actually goes on. And this is the main bracket for the Iron Sport system. Again, this is going to work on your drum or disc brake car like we have here. This is going to bolt the factory location. You see there's actually even options for clocking the caliper if you'd like to. We found straight back works the best with the factory braking system, especially the factory emergency brake system, I should say. Basically, this bolts on the factory location. You do have to pull the axle off, but it's a pretty straightforward installation. Once you have that there, the kit includes cross-drilled and slotted rotors. The calipers are labeled, and then they bolt straight to the bracket. Now, as you can tell, we have the caliper unloaded for now, but we just want to show you the process of how easy the system is to install. You either convert your Mustang to disc brake or upgrade from the factory disc. While we're working on the rear suspension, we also installed the rest of our Eibach coilover kit with the Eibach shocks and the coilover springs, and then Steeda's lower control arms and adjustable uppers. One of the projects I've been spending a lot of after-hours time on is the interior. You might remember if you saw Project 55 from the beginning, the interior of this car was trashed when we bought it. I mean, the car had a lot of miles on it, sat in the Florida sun, and the interior was just in really, really rough shape. So I took the time, basically took the entire interior apart. Once we stripped it, cleaned everything up, cleaned all the surfaces as best as possible, and then resprayed everything in a fresh coat of opal gray. Now, of course, it's not going to be completely perfect, but I think it looks a heck of a lot better than the factory interior and should look great once it's installed. And we don't want to bore you by showing the process on every single panel, but I'm sure some of you are wondering what we did to actually paint the panels and make them turn out pretty nice. We're going to show you on this glove box store the process I used to repaint interior panels. There's quite a few steps in the process. The first thing I do is clean up the surface as best as possible. Now, you can use a Scotch-Brite pad, or you can use wet sandpaper like I do. Again, just don't go crazy with it because there is texture in these panels. You don't want to lose that. And just kind of go over it.
So like medium pressure?
Yeah, don't push hard. You don't want to, like I said, the worst thing you could do is do it too hard and get into the texture, but this will clean it pretty nice. Dry it off. Now we'll use some surface prep. This will clean off anything else from the surface, get as clean as possible. Just let that dry. Now I have the adhesion remover and our actual paint. What we're gonna do is we're gonna shake both of these up. Found one of the tricks to get the paint to really, really stick is to spray the adhesion promoter first, and when it's still just a little bit wet, a light dusting of the paint. That'll kind of get it kind of into the adhesion promoter and make for a better finished surface. Just back and forth. Grab your paint and just one quick dusting like that. And then since it's nice and hot outside, that's why we're actually painting outside, we're gonna give it about 4 or 5 minutes and then spray it again. For those of you that are following this build, I appreciate all the private messages and emails asking about what's going on with the project, and I do apologize for no updates for a while. Like I said, right now it's about 5 weeks to Mustang Week. Our goal is still to get this car done, so we have a lot to do. So it'll definitely be hammered down on Project 55 for the next few weeks. You can expect a ton of content. If you like what we're doing with our Cobra, make sure you keep it here at cjponyparts.com.